back to the Carolina Beat. I'm Chad Greenhill, and I'm here at CPMedSpa Laser and Skin with Juliana Norris Monroe, and we are going to talk about exfoliation. Juliana, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me again, Chad. I want to clarify something. Last time you were here, we talked a little bit about facial aesthetics terms,
Sure.
and we mentioned that desquamation was the breaking apart of the bonds between the skin cells, and that's actually not true. Denaturing is the breaking apart of the bonds between the dead skin cells, and desquamation is when you actually have that sloughing and that leaving of the dead skin cells off the skin, which brings us to exfoliation.
That's what I was thinking. What does that have to do with what we're looking at here on the table?
So when we're contributing to the accelerated turnover of those dead skin cells, in the office we're going to be using stuff like acids, enzymes. There's going to be a little bit of mechanical exfoliation like the dermaplaning or the microdermabrasion. We prefer to do the dermaplaning. I'm going to take this away for just a second. We'll talk about body exfoliation in a minute. But this is basically, it's what we're doing to help the skin turn over faster. We've got some more aggressive medical grade ways of doing that, and that's with the chemical peels. And then we have the more gentle, like staying kind of, in that balanced, not throwing the skin in too far of an extreme, with the lighter duty acids and the enzymes.
Oh, so these are acids and enzymes. So
Yes.
What exactly are we doing with each of these things that are sitting here?
We're denaturing the peptide bonds between the skin cells. So by denaturing, we're kind of unraveling, we have protein bonds are kind of like the glue that keeps the skin cells together. And when those, when the pH of the skin maybe is disrupted, like if we're using soaps that are alkaline in their pH, we slow down the breakdown of the bonds between the dead skin cells. So what we're doing with enzymes are just different proteins that we'll find in nature or the body can make that speed up a reaction. And the reaction really is the breaking down of substances. So in this case, with our favorite, I'm not going to say the name of it, but our favorite enzyme to use, we have three different enzymes in there. There's a lipase that softens and breaks down the sebum, the oil, so that helps us extract a little bit easier and less traumatically and more thoroughly. And then there are also two other enzymes. There's an oxidase and an amylase, and that helps soften up the skin, so while the steam is opening the follicle up, the lipase can do its job and soften and kind of digest the fat, if you can think of it that. It's not fat, it's sebum.
Gotcha. So
fat-like.
there a few minutes ago you tock something away from us. So do you want to bring that back in here? What was that you kind of took away from us there?
What did I took, where am I? I took away a loofah. So body-wise, like we do back facials. I mean, they're not our specialty because we prefer to focus on the face. But I want to point out that when we have rough skin, let's say on the back of the arms, like keratosis pilaris, where the hair follicle is just getting a little turtleneck of dead stratum corneum, or on the back if we've got back acne. My biggest suggestion for clients is to not scour your skin. It's to really do most of the rubbing towards the end of the shower. After everything's softened up, you've had whatever, a higher quality cleanser, especially if you do have hyperkeratinization on the body. We want to use kind of like a glycolic acid-based body wash. But towards the end of the shower, you're really actually very lightly moving in a circular motion. You're moving this whatever. I prefer a loofah because it's a natural base,
right.
It's a natural material, but very light. Don't scour, because if you scour, then you injure.
Yeah, I was about
right?
to say.
And then it itches and it hurts.
Right, I have a tendency to do that, so that's where the dry skin comes from. Anything else that you want to cover with us real quick?
Just don't over exfoliate. That's a big thing too, yeah, because we don't want to injure the skin. And the strength of what we're doing things with. We want to be careful with chemical peels at home, things that you can find on Amazon, stuff like that.
Sure.
Leave the harder, the more results-based stuff to us.
The professionals.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here with us today.
So
we
welcome.
really appreciate you and all the information that you've given us. Visit cpmedspa.com for more information.